your better day. My better day came, the greatest day in my life. The greatest day in my life came when a few months ago, well, last year, I was invited to the White House. I'm sitting 3 tables away from the President of the United States of America. Suddenly, I don't care whether he's a Republican or whatever. I'm in the White House sitting next to the President of the United States of America. The joke is on them. They don't know there's a Negro up in there from the projects. I am looking at the White House thinking in my mind, boy, back in the day, I would break back in here and take all these statues. Back in the day, can we get back up in here? And I'm sitting across. I'm a guest of Condoleezza Rice. They're doing a program on developing urban communities. Somehow or another, my name gets on the list. And the ex-drug addict, the ex-illiterate, the ex-XXXX is sitting in the White House as an authority. I'm telling you, the research is still out on you. Look at your neighbor and say, oh, it's out on you, it's out on you. And God's gonna start pulling that thing in. And when he pulls it in this time, folks that thought you would never be nothing is gonna ask you, can I get that door for you? I'm sitting down at the table in the White House. And when I sit down at the table, I look down and there's 16 pieces of silverware. And I'm intimidated. Because where I come from, we can barely find a fork. See, you know, that's our big problem. Most of us, when the Lord just start blessing us, we get so grand that we forgot. And that's a great blessing in remembering. You got to remember where you come from. That's why some of you, your blessings are held up in arrogance. If you would just be nice, God will bless you with your ugly, hateful self. If just be nice. Look at your neighbor and say, be nice. Do you know that God is trying to grow everything there is about you? If you would just smile a little bit, stop being so deep, stop scrunching about stuff, stop being bothered by everything, and just let God grow you. I come to tell you that God is going to grow you. He's going to grow everything there is about. God's going to grow so much in you, you're going to wake up and new growth is going to push your tracks out. You laugh if you want to. You're going to wake up and your track going to be laying right on the side of the bed. 16 pieces of silverware. Forks and spoons that I didn't even know existed. And I looked at that, and all the jokers that was there, that was sitting at the table, they was all in there with their Palm Palettes, and they was doing their thing, and they was acting like it was nothing. I guess they had been to the White House so many times that it didn't move. But I was amazed. And I was saying to myself, I don't know which fork to pick up and stuff like that when they bring the food and stuff like that, because I'm definitely eating up in here today. So they're going to be like, I ain't going to eat. I'm eating up in here today, and I ain't leaving nothing on the plate. The Lord provided for me. And I don't know, I'm just looking at this. This is true. And then this black guy walks over to me with the towel on his hand, takes a look at me, and in his eyes I can see, he said, Negro, please, what you doing up here in the White House? Man, please, you ain't going up in the White House. And they laid a little appetizer, something down there, and he looked at me and looked at the appetizer and pushed the fork in front of me. And I picked it up, shook my head, and started eating. I said, my God. Now, that's the truth. This guy did this about 14 times. Everything they would lay, he would push it. Then wine and cocktail time came. And they was bringing out cocktails and stuff like that, and wine and champagne. And I said, I can't drink no champagne in the White House. The devil is a lie. Somebody might see me up in here. and go and tell mother so-and-so, and then I lose my state position. The devil is a lie. He comes out to the table with one tray and one long flute of champagne. The champagne is darker than everybody else's, and he puts it in front of me. I said, no, I don't drink. I don't want no champagne. He said, no, it's sparkling cider. I got you. That's what he said. That's what he said. I got you. So I'm saying, man, this is phenomenal. You know, he got me, da-da-da-da-da-da. He walking back and something, and you know he's a Negro and stuff. He working in the White House. Working in the White House. This is phenomenal. So then they bring you, your braggadocious. They bring you these little envelopes, these little cards, and they bring you a little plate so that you can tell people, show people, I've been there. People say they've been to the White House. Say, where your plate at? Show it to me. So he's bringing these little gifts that they give you. When he puts the gift in front of me, he reaches down. He says to me, man, I watch you every Sunday morning on the Word Network. Can you imagine that? I'm excited to see the president, and he's excited to see me. Touch your neighbor and say, the research is still out on you. The research is still out on you. Woo! The research is still out on you. So I was walking back and forth. I went into my pocket. I pulled out 5 $100 bills, and I rolled it up into a street square. So when I shook his hand, I could shake it into his hand and nobody see it. And I shook that thing into his hand. He said, appreciate it. He put it in his pocket. I was down the hallway talking to the senator of the state of North Carolina, and I turned around. He's at the other end of the hallway. He must have went in the bathroom and looked at it. He at the other end of the hallway talking about, are you? Touch it and say, the research is still out on you. The research is still out on you. The text in my